Tom Clark's Main Event is a Boink Studios production. And now, on with the show.
This is Daddy's show. Step off.
Hey, what is up? Welcome back to the program, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tom Clark, and this right here is Tom Clark's Main Event. What's up, kids? Welcome back to the program. Yours truly here sporting some merch. Look at that. You can't see it. My wife said, "Why do you wear the shirt? You can't even see the shirt." I'm like, "Hey, man, get off my cloud, okay? Don't rain on my parade over here." And a bunch of other cliches that she didn't appreciate. Who would have thunk it that the wife would be upset at the nerd, the grown fanboy nerd guy in the house who can't let go of tiny little miniature comic book dolls? They're figurines, pal. These are what I like to call in-action figures because they don't do anything. They got no kung fu grip. They do nothing. They just, you know what I mean? That's what I want my pop vinyl to be, is just me going. So there you go. By the way, welcome to the show, Tom Clark's Main Event, live and in living color. Right here, Eastern Standard Time, almost every week. In a couple weeks, we won't be here that Friday. More on that to come. Just bear with us. Happy Friday to you, kids. Hope you guys are doing freaking fantastic. How's your week been? How's everything going? Before we bring our guests on, let's do our usual hey-hays and hellos and tell everybody what's up. Let's see who was first at the table. My man, Sandy. There's you an Aquaman reference there, my friend. Guten Tag to you, sir. What's up, Chris? How you doing? Sugar Shane. Shannon, how are you? Double V, Victor Vasquez, how you doing? Carlos Martinez, what's going on? Reggie Camp, what's up, dude? How's everybody doing? Jamel in Vegas, what's up, my friend? How are you? Belinda, thanks for hanging out as always. Dangerous Danny Lyles, you're so welcome for that. Easy E, Elvis Martinez. God, I love doing that stuff. I am a nerd after all. Jean bought a shirt. Everyone tell Jean she's awesome. You want to know why? Bam. See, did you buy this one? You're my new favorite fan. How about that? Anybody spends money on my stuff with my name on it, shut up. How do celebrities get used to that, by the way? I don't think I could ever get used to that. I'd be like that rich celebrity with more money than God. You know what I mean? Or like Elon Musk. That's a lot of money. And sitting back talking about, oh my God, they keep buying stuff with my name on. I'm so happy. People around me are like, you need to get over it. You're rich, dude. That's okay. DJ knows a way to my heart. He says, wow, you look so skinny. You know what? That's my man right there. Ray, I can't not say hey to you. Ray bought a shirt also. Ray, I've been waiting for you to send a video of you in the shirt. Ray, you're awesome. DJ, what's going on, man? Thanks for tuning back in. Alicia, what's going on? Meanwhile, my guests in the lobby are like, dude, are we ever going to get on the show? We're almost done here, folks. What's up, Michael? I got a lot of people tuning in. Dude, this is so awesome. If I didn't say hello to you, please bear with us. We are going to do this. We always attempt to get the graphics right. We didn't do a test run, but I talked it through. We'll see how he does this time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the program. The Untitled Wrestling Podcast, one and only James Luft, as well as Troy Grant. Oh, my God, it worked. I'm so happy. What's up, gentlemen?
Good, man. How you doing?
Doing great, dude. Now we'll see if I can get... Oh, I love when stuff works. Isn't that pretty?
Yes, boy.
That's dead sexy. I love that. So, man, oh, by the way, kids, you know Troy and James. Troy and James, these are the kids. Kids, please make them feel welcome, as you always do, and I would very much appreciate it. We were talking a little bit before we went on the air today about the merch. You guys are going to have your merch... Try again. You guys are going to have your merch up and running soon. I can't wait because I'm going to buy me some stuff. I got 2 coffee mugs on the way with my name all over them because I am nothing if not narcissistic, just a little bit. Not enough to not have friends and get arrested, but just enough to make me feel good about myself. So,
I mean,
when you going to have that store up
on your t-shirt like we did?
Oh, see, I didn't do that. So on the 6M shirt, I've got my little cartoon face happening. And since we're going to talk about it, I'll let the kids out there see. Folks, if you go to the site, tinyurl.com/Tom Clark Pods, PODS. I got 2 hit podcasts, award-winning shows that have won nothing. But you know what? Again, narcissism at play. I've got catchphrases that if you want something to wear that says hot garbage, my God in heaven, this is where you buy it. The 6M podcast stuff is available also. I got this shirt. What more do you want? I'm not going to try to sell anything else today. That's all I was going to show you. So yes, go check that out. It would be greatly appreciated. And again, guys, when you get your merch up and running, please let someone know, and we'll push it to the audience. So there you go.
Absolutely. Hoping for the start of next month, the start of August. So as soon as that happens, you'll be the first to know.
Awesome. Sounds good. Timothy's hitting us right out of the gate. What's good, Troy and James and Tom Clark? How about we're going to get into Fighter Fest Night 1? What a show that was, dude. My God.
Oh, boy.
What a show. What a show. If you guys read the headlines here today, then you know that we're going to talk a lot about what's coming up on Sunday. Let's get the ticker ticking. Oh, it's so pretty. I can't stand it. Well, I don't like to kick stuff off on a down note, but we got to pay respects before we go any further. Mr. Wonderful, we lost Mr. Wonderful this week. 71 years old, I believe. And I saw a very startling graphic this week with his passing. That's the last member of the Heenan family. They're all gone now, which is terrible in and of itself. You think about the biggest factions ever. The Horsemen are still with us. NWO is still here. I mean, I'm just saying, but the Heenan family are gone. That's a very sobering thought.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's 71 years old. Like 71's still no age, really. Like in the grand scheme of things, people are living well into their 90s now. So yeah, it's a terrible, terrible shame. A huge loss. And like you say, very sobering when you realize that every member of the Heenan family is no more. So yeah.
That's a shame.
Yeah, such an influential guy in his time as well. Like obviously he was a big factor of the rock and wrestling era. First WrestleMania main events as well.
Yeah, good call. Yeah. And he was one of those territory guys that could be the territory guy working for Crockett, and he could be right here. But when he goes to WWE, you see him, and not everyone could do it. But he managed to push a button where he could suddenly take what he was doing in the territories and go up. And suddenly he became a little more boisterous, a little more braggadocious. And then you're like, wow, he's becoming a character. And I mean, it's the environment these guys were in where they kind of had to be. But, man, he embraced it. I mean, he was a great heel.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, huge loss.
I don't know what he passed from. Corey was just asking. I have no idea. Does anyone know what happened?
Not too sure.
I know he'd had health issues for quite some time.
Let's see.
I think it may have been cancer.
He was diagnosed with dementia, but they don't know what kind of role it played in his passing. So, very sad indeed. Yeah, it's sad to see. And again, as we say on the show and we say on the HVW page all the time, deepest condolences, well wishes, thoughts, and all the best to the family, friends, and fans of Mr. Wonderful. I don't think you can overstate the importance this guy had on the business. We're going to go ahead and get kids to the topics of the day. Before we dive into Money in the Bank, I had one thing I wanted to touch on. We'll hit Money in the Bank, and then we'll circle back to the news and then open the floor. So we'll go through this. It's a major headline making the news past 24 to 48 hours. Bill Goldberg returning on Raw, supposedly, as some websites are reporting, this coming Monday. And the rumors abound that, well, it was going to be Brock, pal, but now it could be Goldberg versus Lashley at SummerSlam. Guys, what's your thoughts on this?
I'll let you take this one first, Jay.
Oh, thanks. I'm trying to remain as composed as possible here because
I know Tom's got a very specific button for it, and I'll give him a moment because I'm sure it's just warming up.
I'll just try and fill some time while you're warming the button up.
Talk about yourself.
Do you want to do it first, and then we'll roll into it?
Well, I mean, if you're gonna twist my arm,
hot garbage.
I meant the Cameron Grimes one.
I'm sorry.
No, it's one of those things. Like if he's used right, it's cool. It's always cool to see him back. They always seem to want to make him have him just squash somebody.
Mm.
So obviously, with the exception of Drew at Rumble, so I'd rather he wasn't around the title picture. Like, if they just bring him back as like a nostalgia act and an attraction, that's fine as far as I'm concerned. It's when they're putting him in the title picture against someone that they've done all this building up of over like a 6 to 12 month period, and then it's like, well, here's Goldberg to bulldoze them.
Yeah, it's using Goldberg right, like they did at the Rumble against Drew. That's how you use someone like him now. It undoes all of the hard work when someone like Lashley that they've built and built and built to a credible level, and then you just bring in Goldberg as he's kind of like the final boss, but you know, he appears twice a year rather than being a full-time active member of the roster where you go, well, okay, he's deserving of a title shot. And, you know, it's a weird one. Like, I think, is his contract like 2 matches a year or something like that? This would be his second. And it's like, well, 2 matches a year. And if they're always world title shots and if he always loses them, what's the point?
Yeah.
Have him come in a different role. Have him come in as like a mentor for someone or a manager role or, even, dare I say, even like an authority figure. Something like that, but it doesn't need to be in ring at this point. Like, like I said, I know there's some people are on the fence about it. Some people one way or another. A lot of people are like, oh, Goldberg, don't want to stand here. A lot of people are excited to see him. And the thing is, he is an attraction. At the end of the day, it's an attraction. But surely it gets to a point where that wears off. And are we at that point now?
And if you're just going to beat him, is he really elevating anyone? Or like I made this point with, I think me and Phil were talking about this last night. And we were talking about the fact that, you know, in John Cena's prime, when he lost, it meant something. You could say, well, he gave this guy the rub, this. Okay, great. But like, if they bring back Bill and he loses, then eventually it's going to be, well, did Bill do anything for my career? Or did he just lose because we needed somebody to lose to me? I mean, I don't know. It's let's see. We've got some comments here. Carlos says probably a part-time contract. He won't be there every week, especially if they're on the road. Well, no. It's 2 matches a year is what we're being told, which at his age is still a thing. Sugar Shane says it is what it is. Goldberg versus Lashley. I don't think there's anyone disputing that the match. I'm not going to say it's going to be great, but it'll probably be fine. I don't, and Robert Johnson, the Delta Blues man, Robert Johnson. Oh my God. He must have made a deal with the devil because he's back. That's awesome. Robert, what's up? I'm just teasing. I don't believe Goldberg is hot garbage. Let me state for the record, Goldberg is a quality human being. He's a good person. He's a good man. Okay. I'm not upset at him. And from where I'm sitting, I'm just wondering who's this helping? I mean, would I like to see Goldberg live? You better believe it. I love the guy. It's nothing against him. It's just, it's this company and how they book and how they do stuff that makes you go, what? And there's no one in the room and you're going, what? Someone help me. I still do it. I don't know. I don't get it.
It's the same with people like Charlotte, where Charlotte's always got this kind of bad rep of, oh, well, she's only coming back to win it, and she's doing this and she's doing that and this, that, and the other. But at the end of the day, it's not her, is it? She's a good wrestler. There's no denying that at all. Mm-hmm. There's one person in charge of how she is portrayed on screen. So, like, obviously the stick about a particular person, a role that they play is always aimed at that person because they're the person you're watching and you're watching that person act it out. But they're doing what they've been asked to do. They're playing a role that they've been asked to play. And yeah, I know a lot of people kind of crap on Goldberg or Charlotte for various reasons, but they're still good at what they do, I guess. Well, at times. And they're an attraction, and they're a name, and they're a brand, and they're something that people kind of are attracted to and gravitate to, if you like. But yeah, I don't know. I saw something interesting the other day, posted up on a group, where if Goldberg does come back and if he does beat Lashley, the only thing I'd be happy with, the only way I'd be happy with that as if Riddle won Money in the Bank, cashed it in on Goldberg, and we eventually got Riddle and Goldberg because there's story there.
There's a lot, and we're going to get into that when we review or preview the show. There's a lot of different angles they could go with this. It probably won't be anything cool, but you know,
of course it won't. No.
It hardly ever is anything cool. Sandy just said, let's see, Goldberg. Again, Sandy, I love Bill. It's nothing personal. It's just, again, from where I'm sitting, and it's funny, dude, these guys never blow my phone up and ask me what I think, ever. Vince won't return my calls. Shane's not calling. I can't get Stephanie on a text message. All right. I even got a pager. I got nothing. Funny. Yeah. So kids, we're going to get Goldberg, whether you want him or not. It looks like we're going to get him. As we say, not just with just because he's a veteran, I'm not saying that for this reason, or for that reason. We always want everybody to be safe, happy, and healthy. We want everybody to walk out of every match being able to walk, have all their faculties, and I don't say that out of disrespect to Goldberg at all. I'm sure he'll be protected and do everything he can, hopefully to protect everybody's in the ring with. I don't throw any shade at anybody here. So, kids, while you're here, please hit that like and thumbs up button. I would greatly appreciate that. That'd be awesome. And for all you WWE fans out there, guess what time it is? Uh-oh. Money in the Bank.
Money.
And at least they're not playing that god-awful song with the chorus that goes, money, 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 money. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, no.
They've used it for like 25 years, and it's like the worst thing ever.
Let's play Shane McMahon's music at least.
Yeah, I mean, I could almost take that.
Yeah.
Almost.
I'd take anything than the platoon they play every year.
Oh, my God. I know, right? Think of all the crappy music they own. They keep shoving down your throat all the time. They're like a terrible AM station. It's horrible. Let's get into the card here, kids. AJ and Omos versus the Viking Raiders Raw Tag Team Championships. Who have we got in this one? James, what do you think?
AJ and Omos. It's weird because they haven't really done much as champions. They were off TV for like 2 months, weren't they? So
as soon as they won it.
Yeah, as soon as they won it. It wasn't 2 months, but it felt like 2 months. But it's almost been like this match has been getting built for a while. Like, didn't the Viking Raiders win the title shot before Hell in a Cell?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Isn't that massive, like, multi-man battle royale? Yeah.
Yeah. I think RK Bro are going to be the guys to take the belts off AJ and Omos, and I think that'll probably happen at SummerSlam. I think Viking Raiders are just kind of a thing to sort of add to the threat of AJ and Omos on the road to that match.
Troy, what do you think?
I want Raiders to win. I want them to be treated properly. They're excellent. They're one of my favorite tag teams. It's not going to happen, though. AJ and Omos have had the belts for a fair while now and don't feel like they've done an awful lot. So hopefully this ignites the start of them actually kind of having some regular defenses, because obviously Omos is still relatively new, relatively fresh. We've not fully seen what he's capable of, but for me, he hasn't really disappointed in what he's done so far. Like, he's done what he's needed to. You're never going to see him pull off these big high-flying moves or these big spectacles, but for a guy of his size, he's doing what he needs to, and I find him entertaining to watch. And that's the point, isn't it? It's wrestling. It's meant to be entertaining. If I'm entertained by him, he's doing his job. And I think it's a really good partnership with someone like AJ. AJ can have a great match with anyone, and he can have good chemistry with anyone. And I think this is a really good fit. So I'm hoping this is the start of just something a bit more fun than a lot of these backstage interactions and a bit more stuff in ring, because we don't see it often enough.
Yeah, I hate the backstage stuff in that company. It's stomach churning to watch. I can't. Yeah, it's so hard. The interviewers are just the worst ever. The little dude they have, is he Irish? I think.
Yeah, Patrick. Kevin Patrick.
He's not bad.
It's okay.
But none of them are ever going to be great, because they're not going to be allowed to be great. I mean, that's how they roll.
Kayla's the best they've got at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she is so cut her and she bleeds red, white, and black. She is so, and I get it. They're paying her, but it's almost like, oh, they just seem so cookie cutter, robotic, and we have to. Where's the camera? Point me to the camera. I know that's I'm not trying to be mean, but that's just how it feels. It's almost like I want to hear Corey Graves talk if and when the day comes he's no longer there. I want to hear that conversation. Because right now I feel like when I look by compare and contrast with her, I feel like I'm a robot. But with him, I feel like this seems like, man, I just want to say this thing and I can't say it because they won't let me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah. I don't know, like Jay will probably get this reference more than you, but there's a program over here called Blue Peter, and I get from the Irish guy, the backstage guy, I get massive Blue Peter presenters off him. Anyone that's watching,
anyone who watches NXT UK just needs to see any of their backstage interviews and understand the reference.
And it's just like it always gets me when he interviews the New Day, and you know how like Woods and Kofi are just so kind of like loud and in your face and vibrant, and his whole demeanor through the interview, and he's like it's like a rabbit in the headlights, like he's hearing the New Day cut a promo for the first time, and he's listening and hanging on every single word like a child. That's what he makes me think of.
That's funny. Now I want to go check that out. We've got differing opinions here in the chat. Sandy says Omos is not ready for a singles match. That's an interesting take. Maybe he's not. Jim says eventually Omos will turn on AJ. I think we all kind of see something happening with that. Let's see. David, Down Under David, what's up, my friend? I have to disagree with you boys. I can't stand Omos. I feel he has nothing to offer. To his credit, he's not really been allowed to do much yet. The guy wrestles in street clothes, which is still, I don't know how I feel. But of course, Moxley wears pants all the time, so who am I to judge? But
Ricochet does now as well.
Whose idea was that? God almighty.
Apparently his idea.
Oh, apparently. Terrible.
That said it means he's just here for business. Whatever that means.
Yeah. That's the face we make when we want to curse, but we choose not to.
That's why I'm having a drink.
I'm just going to stifle the curse behind the drink.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So I think, and I'm with you guys. I don't see Styles and almost losing this. Let's go now to the women's Money in the Bank ladder match.
Oh, boy.
Mrs. Malachi Black is on the card here with Asuka, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Ash, Liv Morgan, Natalia, and Tamina. And I make that face not because of Nikki, but because of it's Nikki Ash. All right, whatever. I'll watch this and I'll get something out of it. I don't know who I see doing anything. They give Alexa pretty much. I was going to say they give her whatever she wants, but that makes it sound weird. I don't think she's holding anybody at gunpoint. They just love her and they just think so highly of her. And I get it's fine. But I've said multiple times on this show, if I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. I'm just not here for that. I just don't care about it. Every time she's forcing herself to laugh in a promo, I don't buy it. It's fake. It's not. I mean, to me, God's rant time. Sorry, guys. She just feels like, here's an actress, put this eyeliner on and act like you're a kid. I'm not if I could just feel it. Like with Foley, and there were times where you're like, is there really something wrong with him? The Mankind stuff, is that, dude, he seems like he's really into this. I don't know. All right, I'll stop. What do you guys think? James, who's your pick to win this match? What do you think?
I think it could be Liv. But then me and Troy were talking about this before. We think Natalia and Tamina are there to be taken out and replaced by someone.
Ooh, interesting.
Either tonight on SmackDown or
on the pre-show, maybe.
Do what they did with Brock, where someone gets attacked and then we get a big return.
Yeah, Shannon, I was just about to say, Shannon, 100% agree. Why would you like?
Especially
you've got the women's tag titles. They should be being defended. They rarely get defended on weekly shows.
They lost their last match on TV as well to Shotzi and Tegan. So why on earth would you then go, okay, yeah, let's give them Money in the Bank match places? Why not give it to Shotzi and Tegan? And maybe that's something they're saving for the crowd tonight, where then they can do the surprise victory and go, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Or maybe we get like a return tonight and then it's like, yeah, you're out there.
It's disappointing that so the way that they announced like Natalia and Tamina was just on the website. Wasn't even on TV. Was just we'll just throw them in there. I was saying to Jay earlier on when we were recording one of our episodes, and I was just like, to quote Fred Durst, if you don't care, then we don't care. And that's how it comes across with this stuff. Like, they don't care what they're putting out, so why should I? Like, you've got, well, I say you've got loads of women that should be in that match. You did until they were all released. But there's still plenty of women there, whether they be in NXT or wherever, that are more deserving of being in that than, say, Natalya and Tamina, who were already tag team champions. Have them defending those belts. At the moment, the belts feel like a bit of a joke to me. And it feels like even more of a joke now because you're like, well, we're not going to have them defend them. We're just going to announce on our website in the middle of the week that they're being thrown in as the last two members of the Money in the Bank match, which at one time really, really meant something. And now it's just a bit of a, oh, you'll do. Yeah, you can go in. Like, what happened to the qualifying matches on SmackDown? It's a bit nonsense.
Half the roster, mate.
Good point.
I know, but that's the thing, yeah. But it's just
the other thing though is SmackDown, like literally they did a Tony Storm like coming soon Vinia. Why not just like have a debut in the Money in the Bank match?
Yeah.
Have a debut and maybe even win it or come close to win it, and then it's instantly.
Then it's an impactful debut.
Yeah, it's instant gratification for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take something, actually make something of it and do a future storyline with it. It's a shocking turn of events, but we could go there.
Sorry, did you say long-term story booking?
I know. I'm just kidding. These are just jokes. By the way, in the book of Tom, chapter 1, verses 14, it says, he who quoteth Fred Durst getteth the hot garbage button.
Hot garbage.
You asked for that.
First and last time that's going to happen.
I'm never letting that. Oh, come on. Yikes. Yeah, I mean, I would love to see something long-term happen here. I just don't know if I see it. They have given, the only reason I care about the women in this company is that I care about them because they've given me no reason. We've had Becky Lynch's name thrown throughout this chat, and kids, I see, I promise you, everyone's kind of thinking, well, this will be it. And, we're setting up for maybe SummerSlam and, we'll see. I don't,
Becky doesn't need it though. Like,
no,
Becky could literally return and do what Edge did with Roman, return and just challenge whichever champion she wants, and then she's instantly going to be back in the title picture.
She's always got the argument whenever she comes back and wherever it is, I never lost it.
True.
I gave it up. So she doesn't have to. It would be fun to see her turn up at Money in the Bank, but she doesn't have to be. She already has a Money in the Bank in that she never lost it. She's entitled to a rematch almost.
Asuka ends up with the belt. It's over her shoulder. Becky comes back on the following Raw and says, last year I handed you this, but now you're going to hand it back to me because I'm challenging you. I want this back. So
you've got something that's mine.
Yeah. and then they turn Asuka heel and she becomes the best villain ever, and she's even got an edge and kills people. That's what I want to see.
Yeah. Give me what I want. It won't happen.
Yes, that's exactly right. Give me everything I want. She's Batista. Give me what I want.
Give me what I want.
Yes. So yeah, that's where we are with that, folks. People are mentioning Sasha Banks. Thoughts on maybe the boss showing up in some capacity and getting involved? What do you think?
Again, it's one of those things with Sasha where she doesn't really need that. She could come back and say, oh, well, I haven't been seen really since I lost my title to Bianca. Bianca's still got it. I want my rematch.
I feel it's still a bit early for Sasha. I think SummerSlam.
We're going to get Sasha Bianca too.
I think we're getting an appearance from Becky possibly this weekend. But I think Sasha's at least another month off for SummerSlam.
Elvis with an interesting point. Becky doesn't, in all caps, deserve to just be tossed in the match. She should start from the bottom. Sorry, not sorry. Elvis, I respect your opinion. I'm not going to throw shade at you, brother, but here's what I'll say. We have to remember these titles are actually not really titles, and they're going to put in spots who they want to put in spots because they want the ratings or they want to sell tickets again. Yay. And they want to fill up places. So the word deserve, I think we all throw around like crazy. Cesaro deserves, and we believe that. But at the end of the day, it's who's the best fit at the time in that program. So I get where you're coming from, Elvis. I totally get you, man. But at the same time, what does it mean starting from the bottom up? I just don't. I don't know.
You could have they could do something like that because if she comes back to SmackDown, for example, you've got Sonya Deville in that like management authority figure role. Becky comes back in expecting to just be able to be like, well, I didn't lose a title, like put me straight back into it. And Sonya Deville does the same thing that she did with the Street Profits when they lost and just went, look, you had your reign for a bit. You've got to work your way back up now. There's other people that are more deserving. As she makes Becky work her way back up to that, and we get a bit of a long drawn out thing up until whatever the next big pay-per-view is.
That's a good point. If it's storyline that's done well, if it's done well in that company, I'll buy it. Don't spit your drink out, Troy.
That's a big ask. That's a big ask.
Carlos says there are still tickets available for SummerSlam. Usually back in the day, this would be sold out in 10 minutes. Carlos, you're right. However, I won't take too much into that because honestly, you know, we're on the tail. Thank goodness we're on the tail end of the pandemic, but it's still existing for a lot of people out there. So, you know, I can kind of see hesitation. We're going to be at Dynamite in Charlotte on the 28th for night one of Fight for the Fallen, or maybe just Fight for the Fallen. And I can't wait to be there. Yeah, I can't wait
for that.
Yes, sir. We'll be there. Man,
amazing.
we're gonna be on the floor by the ramp. So
be looking out for you.
Yeah, man, I'll be there. I may even wear the shirt.
North Carolina for Kenny's going to be insane, isn't it?
Oh my God, totally, totally.
Or he won't do it when he's in North Carolina because instant heat.
Or Kenny stops him. All right, don't do that. We're not having that. Oh, that's great. That'd be awesome. Boom out of the building. Let's move on, folks. Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair again for the Raw Women's Championship. I've been predicting Rhea's going to drop this belt to Charlotte since the day she won it. Not because I want it, and not because I hate Charlotte or love Rhea necessarily. I'm a fan of both of them, but I just have always had the feeling when I look at Rhea, she's not what they want. Now, I evidently was wrong. She's on TV all the time. She still has the belt. She's filling a spot. She's doing what they need her to do. She is filling a role, and she's getting her job done. So good on her. And I support her 100%. I've always liked her. But, I mean, it just always feels like the rug's going to get pulled out from underneath of her. Who's the baby face and heel in this match? Oh, wait, don't answer. It just changed again because they change it all the time. So I don't know how to feel about this match. Troy, who you got?
Charlotte, isn't it? Like it's got to a point now where if she doesn't, what she's still doing in the title picture after 3-4 attempts. I want Rhea to win. I've loved Rhea since she was in the Mae Young Classic and then her whole thing in NXT as well. But for me, she's just been booked really badly. And it's got to a point now where never bet against Charlotte is the motto. It is the motto. Yeah, for me, it's Charlotte. I don't want it to be. I want Rhea to have, a really sort of fulfilling reign. But yeah, it's Charlotte.
Keith used the word Rhea should dominate. I don't think anybody's going to dominate Charlotte. Rhea should dominate. Becky shows up, SummerSlam match. Keith, to your point, I don't think they can resist Becky versus Charlotte again. I don't think they can resist that. I think they'll go with that before they go with Ripley. Who you got, Jay?
Charlotte. It's one of those things like Rhea, since she's won the belt, like she debuted really strong for like 1 week. And then instantly you could see straight away, oh, no, they're defanging her. And they really kind of just watered it down to the point now where I groan when Rhea comes on my TV. And that's really annoying because I love the stuff in NXT. And then now she comes on and she's like having a sword fight with a crutch with Charlotte Flair. It's like, this is like your main event scene for the women's division.
Yeah.
And you've got this. And it gets to a point, doesn't it, where you just kind of think this is like insulting my intelligence a bit now. And that ship sailed a long time ago with this feud for me.
Remember the graphic of Rhea doing this?
Yeah. That's the one that stuck out. I was like, yeah.
I didn't even mind that too much. Like, because it was, again, it was a bit silly, but it was like, all right, fair enough. Give her the benefit of the doubt with that. As I say, it was like the whole anything you can do, I can do better feud they've got going on now. It's just a bit stupid.
Also, did anyone notice that Charlotte's got new side plates on WWE Shop? Brand new side plates.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
And let me say something about Charlotte. I don't know what she's done. This is going to sound like a girl talking here. I don't know if it's the hair or what, but man, I don't want to say different, but she looks great at this point. I'm not trying to sound like the sexist guy over here, but like she looks great. Like she's done. I don't know if she's toned or I don't know what's going on, but I just think physically she looks great. When I tuned in, I was like, wait, that's Charlotte. Like I almost didn't get who it was. I like Charlotte a lot. I don't. She's the go-to. She's the fail-safe. She's whatever. And whenever they're ready, she's ready, and that's fine. And you know, I've never hated on her because there's really no point in it. And if they give the belt, but when they give the belt back to her, it'll be fine. They'll find a way to make it work. And if they don't, people will hate it, and that'll be fine too, because the idea is, well, I want to see her lose that belt. Let's get that pay-per-view tomorrow. So, you know, if nothing else, it'll cause people hopefully to look back in. Carlos says the ratings are going to get worse for SmackDown when the new AEW show starts next month. Carlos, I'm not with you on that, my friend. I don't know how much it'll even impact it. And
it's after SmackDown.
It is after, isn't it?
On at the same time.
Yeah.
There you go.
So it won't impact it at all. If anything,
and it's also only an hour, isn't it?
Yeah. If anything, it'll just be like an extra hour after SmackDown, something to watch.
Yeah.
Sandy, stay when you can. Come back when you can stay longer. Good heavens, Sandy's already leaving. Sandy's like, enough of this crap. I'm out.
I'll be the scene.
There you go. Yeah, that's good. So yeah, we'll see what happens. And again, that's not me hating on AEW. I hope that second show does really well. Let's talk about something with a lot of implications for the future. The men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Ooh. Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, Riddle, Ricochet, John Morrison, Big E, Nakamura, and Seth Rollins. My heart says Big E. My head says Riddle, who in turn will either give it to Randy or Randy will take it from him. Because it'll be, you represented me, that's my shot. I don't know. Troy, what do you think?
Oh, this is exciting. Like there's 2-3 guys in there that I can see A, winning it, and B, I wouldn't be disappointed at all with them winning it. Like there feels like there's been like the last few where it's been, I don't want to say fairly obvious, but there's been a leader of the pack. There's been a standout. This I'm just
last
like
year's wasn't obvious, mate.
Yeah. No. As a whole, I wouldn't be disappointed if Riddle won it. I wouldn't be disappointed if KO won it. I certainly wouldn't be disappointed if Big E won it. My heart says Big E. My head says Drew.
They're going to go back to Drew, Jay? What do you think?
To be honest, as soon as he got put in the match, I was thinking, they're probably just going to give it to Drew because it's an easy way for him to get back into the title picture. However, with him feuding with Jinder and his faction, I wouldn't be surprised if they took him out. I think probably Big E and Riddle are the two I'd say are most likely. I really want Big E. I think that there's a cool story there if Big E if Big E wins it and then say Kofi loses against Lashley on Sunday, Big E then comes and cashes in on Lashley or comes and then challenges Lashley. Ooh. There's a really cool story to tell there, which means they probably won't do it. Or the other side of the coin is they could actually do the whole New Day split they've been talking about for years where Kofi wins it and Big E cashes in on Kofi. Again, it's cool. It won't happen.
Right. I still want to see Nakamura get something. I love that he's finally doing something fun. I love that he's finally on TV and that he's looking good. I like Boogs. I really do. I liked him. But when he was there the first time and howling, and I'm like, remember he made that splash and he was doing like Rob Halford from Judas Priest, and we're all like, what's this?
Give me more.
And then he disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, did you not see that he was trending, that it was all over social media? What are you doing pulling him off TV? And then we didn't see him again. He goes strictly to social media. You don't know what's happening. I think he may have got injured at some point in there somehow. Then they changed his name, then he's back. And I'm like, If this is all you can do for him is put him on TV, let him play the guitar next to a Japanese legend, go with God, brother, because I'll take that gig any day of the week. You kidding me?
Yep.
Heck yes.
He's awesome. He's so good. I feel like he's going to factor in this match in some capacity as well.
Yeah.
We're going to get a spot of Boogs on top of like a 20-foot ladder doing a solo, I'm sure.
I want to see him. I want to see him on an Eddie Van Halen size stack of amps on the very top of that sucker.
Yes.
Just wailing on that thing, man. Oh my God.
Amazing.
I love it. Yeah, we'll see. Keith kind of echoing what we said earlier. Kofi in a shocker wins and Big E cashes in and turns heel. That's interesting. If Big E wins and Kofi, yeah. But I just
depends on the car placement, though, doesn't it? At the end of the day as well.
Oh, that's very true. And I don't want the New Day to split up. I just don't. I don't.
No. They're the most wholesome faction ever. Don't split them up. It was heartbreaking enough when you split Woods and Kofi off from E, let alone dividing them all.
Yeah. And they can work. And I keep saying one or two of them can be heel, but not on each other. They're on different shows. They don't have to run face all the time. That's what people don't get. Well, Tom, they have to implode. No, they don't. The Shield had to implode. The Shield didn't have a choice but to implode because the second they put those three together, they said future world champions, all three of them. Yeah. And so they can't stay together forever. The New Day, not that they're not future world champions, because I believe they all three very well could be, but it's a different dynamic. It's not we're here to be the best. We're here to kill everybody. We're here to prove it. We'll cut your throats. That's not the New Day. They're like, we're here to work hard. We're going to earn it.
We're going to entertain the hell out of you.
That's it. It's a different dynamic.
Yeah.
Ray.
Also.
Read this.
78. No, that's a lie. I thought it was 79. No.
Ray, because Ray bought a shirt and because Ray's a massive fan, Ray, you get this. There you go, Jack.
Also, give Woods King of the Ring. Do it.
Yeah. King
Woods
or King
as
Xavier.
Woods as King of the Ring would be hilarious.
Oh my God.
So good.
He has to do the crown, the cape, and the scepter.
Everything. Like King Booker. Go all in.
And he has to talketh in old English when he speaketh. Oh my God.
He already holds the microphone like that, like a chalice, that with like a crown and a cape and a scepter.
So
give it
good.
me.
So good. I want to see all three of these guys succeed. I still believe Big E's a future world champion. I think Kofi should have already had the belt. We'll get there to that discussion. Let's get to the two big world title matches. By the way, did I even give a prediction? No. I think I did. I think they're going to go. They're going to go weird with it. And they're going to say Riddle wins, but he won it on behalf of Orton, or Orton's going to say that. And hit the fun. And we'll get off this in a second. The funny part about Randy's going to turn on him, pal. Okay, but don't we all think so? And because we all think so, and Riddle's been told he's going to turn on you, wouldn't it make sense to not turn him? Because at that point, it's like we kind of already see this coming. I mean, he's not a snake in the grass. If you know he's a snake in the grass, he's not a snake in the grass anymore. Exactly. You know what I mean? So I don't know. A lot of different ways they can go here. Okay, two title matches to talk about, kids. Roman Reigns, the head of the table, versus Edge for the Universal Championship. Troy, who's going to win this match, you think, and why is it Roman Reigns?
Pretty much what I was about to say. Of course it's Roman. All day. It's going to be interesting. It's not going to disappoint. It's going to be exciting. There's got to be something in there. Jimmy and Jay are playing a role in there. I feel like Edge is going to have something else up his sleeve to combat that, knowing that they're playing a part. But it's Roman all day, every day. You'd be a fool to bet against him.
Jay, who you got?
Roman.
Never. I thought you were going to say Edge.
No.
I thought you were going to be that fool and say it.
No. I said at WrestleMania, Roman's retaining. I'm sticking with this. Roman's holding that belt until at least the next WrestleMania.
Until Cena comes back and gets number 17.
Cena isn't going to take it off him. Dwayne isn't going to take it off him.
I mean,
He's holding the belt for a long time.
I don't know who. We don't have to get into it, but I don't know who. Unless they just force it on someone, and I don't want that to happen. But I think there's still a world in which Goldberg comes back and says, "It's supposed to be you and me last year. Look what happened. I still want it to be you and me. What about it?" And I don't know. I don't know. Am I crazy?
They may get a triple threat and have it Spear versus Spear versus Spear.
Oh my God!
Goldberg just interjects himself into a Bobby Lashley versus Roman at Survivor Series.
Oh my God!
Spears both of them and pins them.
Yeah. Oh my God! It's the Spear versus the Spear versus the Spear. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I've got Roman for sure. I don't. I think again, I go back to the main event episode when it was immediately after Edge came back on Raw, and it was a head scratcher, a literal head scratcher for me on the show here when I said, Roman stacked both of them up and pinned them both. He didn't pin Bryan; he stacked them up, one on top of the other, and pinned them. Edge has no case. He has no ground. He has no right as a character in storyline. Get it straight, kids. Has no right to ask for anything or demand anything. And it's like, hey, aren't you the guy stacked up with the other dude? What was the other dude's name? Forget him. Who cares? I stacked both of you up and pinned both of you. I don't owe you anything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Crazy. Here's one that I would love to see go the way I'd love to see it go. Lashley versus Kofi. I like both guys. I really want Kofi to win this belt. Kofi we're talking about another gear with Mr. Wonderful and pressing the button. Kofi's found that world title gear. And if the point of the promos and if the point of the vignettes is to make me believe he's found a world title gear, mission accomplished, because he looks and sounds different than he did 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
Who do we have in this one? Who you got, Jay?
Again, this all comes down to card placement, but I think if this match closes, Kofi's winning it.
Send them home happy. You're back in front of live fans.
I think if it opens the show, Kofi's winning it because it gets the crowd hot. If it's anywhere else in the card, Lashley's winning it.
Yeah.
But my heart wants Kofi. My head says it's probably going to be Lashley.
Yeah. Yeah. We think, Troy.
We say it, me and Jay have been saying it for weeks. They're doing a bloody good job of making me believe that Kofi Mania 2 is happening. Going into it like, I don't know, next year as champion. I don't know. I'm going to say Kofi, and I'm going to say he wins the Money in the Bank, and we're going to get rid of them, and that's going to build for ages. Kofi's taking it.
Toby may have just won the no prize today, kids.
Oh,
do you think Lashley saying the circus is over could mean the Fiend comes after? Oh my God! What if the Fiend the lights go out or turn red? Lashley's distracted. Kofi rolls him up, gets the belt.
There's been a lot of surprises, isn't there? Touted.
Oh, that would be huge.
Then Lashley Goldberg's a non-title match, so it doesn't matter if Goldberg.
Yeah.
Beats him or makes him look silly.
Yeah, or oh my God, you could take this so many different ways, none of which they're going to do. But yeah, this would. I don't know. Again, they're not blowing up. Wait a minute. This just in. Still nothing from WWE. Crap. Oh, shucks. We'll see what
the
happens.
thing that intrigues me with the whole Lashley Kofi thing is everything like the interactions with MVP and this whole, well, if you lose on your own, then it's your fault. But if you lose a tag match and you don't get pinned, that's the fault of someone else, and that's dead weight. And do you really want dead weight? And I still feel there's something like there. Or
Yeah. Sorry, reading comments. Sugar Shane says Seth Rollins will take the belt from Reigns.
Mm,
Not anytime soon.
no, they're having a match at some point.
If anyone cashes in on Roman, it'll be a failed cash in, which is why I think
Ooh.
which is why I think whoever wins it will probably end up challenging Lashley.
I mean, and they can do whatever they want. I'm back on the other match. They can do whatever they want, and they will, I'm sure. But how are you going to sit there and reference the Shield when the third guy is like a top guy in the other company? So like they can revisit it. They can say, we know these two men have a past. They came in together, but I don't know if you even mentioned the Shield stuff. Cause it's like, aren't you going to make people think about, wait a minute, where's the Ambrose at again? Oh, we should watch that sometime. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Whenever they mention them on main roster nowadays, they act like Roman and Seth were just a tag team, not a trio. So
not a trio, yeah.
Chris says, I hate disappointment. It's Goldberg versus Lashley and Roman versus Cena at SummerSlam. Just my opinion. You could very well be right, my friend. We'll see what happens. Carlos says Bobby just turned 45. I heard Bobby's the best looking 45-year-old man I've ever seen in my life.
Bobby Lashley is not 45.
Is he? Is he not?
Not a chance.
Yeah,
Bobby Lashley
seems old.
Wow, Bobby Lashley is 45 years old.
Oh,
wow.
Have you got any tissues near you, Troy, to get that egg off your face?
I'm telling you. Someone owes Carlos an apology.
I'll see myself out. Carlos, my bad, my man.
Oh, man.
Well,
he has been around for a while.
If I can get to 45 and look that good, I'll be happy.
I mean,
45, wow.
I'd still like, 20 years for me to get there. But when I get there, I'm sure I'll look fantastic. Did that fly by everybody?
I got that. Don't you worry.
All right. So, yeah. What if MVP turns on Lashley and we get a heel Kofi? A heel Kofi with MVP.
Right to tease that happening. Like MVP's been trying to recruit Kofi to the hair business.
And would it be one of those? It's one of those things like with Heyman and Roman, where Roman didn't really become Roman until Heyman got with him. So, like, will Kofi become Kofi until he has MVP? I don't know.
I'd like to see a heel Kofi. That'd be fun.
I'm sure he would think it'd be fun.
Yeah, part of me thinks that the whole thing with MVP, though, trying to tease Kofi into turning on Woods, is more planting the seeds for E to be back with the New Day.
Mm-hmm.
To come and unite them, to be that glue.
He keeps saying how important his friends are, and he's only got Woods there at the moment. So he comes back, takes the belt off Lashley.
Chris, I don't know if the oldest superstar around is Ron Killings, but Ron is like 83. So no,
Ron's like a relic,
and he still looks 25. I don't know how.
There's that picture of him in like Tupac from like the early 90s.
God, yeah,
barely looks like he's aged.
I know, it's crazy. Great God, don't get me started on Truth. I freaking love that guy.
How old is Truth?
He's 50 something.
49.
Is he? Yeah.
Yeah. Mad.
Well, kids, there's your Money in the Bank card. Good night, everybody.
See you later, bye.
So yeah, we'll see what happens. Again, I go with the old ticker. The old ticker says Kofi. Everything from the neck above says Bobby. We'll see what happens. Let's talk about some ratings here, kids. This week's SmackDown up 1.98 million, up from 1.86 last week. Raw up from the abysmal 1.46 to a stellar 1.61. They're turning this ship around. Never you fear, it's heading back in your direction. None of that's happening.
Nope.
We'll see. How do you think ratings will be affected when they put Raw back in front of live fans?
I mean, they've said they're going to try harder when they've got fans there. I think, which is really, again, that's ridiculous, isn't it? In itself, that they've said that.
You said they said.
They said that.
What?
Even the good stuff for when the fans are back. They actually said that in like a shareholders meeting.
Oh my God.
Which, all right, fair enough. If they're holding off a few things for when we get fans back, I get that. But the fact that we've been getting the same like repetition and just garbage for the last like 18 months, it's ridiculous. But then the fans are going to just turn on it, aren't they? If they try and put some of the Raws of yesteryear out on in front of them.
Remember when the whole McMahon family, all of them except for the dog, got in the ring and they're talking about, this is your show. We're going to do what you
Baron
want.
Corbin for everything.
Yeah.
We're going to change for you. We're going to listen to you.
Yeah. We love you.
Why do people lie?
They don't have to listen to fans if they're not in the crowd.
Very true.
Yeah.
Because none of us online matter. They've proven that. Let's talk about the two other shows. Then we'll open the floor and then we'll get out here and enjoy our weekend. AEW Dynamite was a stellar program. If you disagree, see yourself out. It was phenomenal. And we'll get to the ratings here in a bit. I just got some highlights here, but you guys can touch whenever you want. Moss versus Anderson. Machine Gun Anderson continues to be just completely, an unheralded performer. I think he proved again why he's so good. And I think we go to sleep on him because he's been part of a tag team for so long, but man, is he good.
So good.
We're setting up Mox versus the Murder Hawk Monster. Lance Archer is great. I love that guy. They're going to kill it next week. I wish we got that match in Charlotte. I'd love that. Starks wins the FTW championship in a weird turn of events that I still don't know what they were trying to do in that match. And the Dark Order versus the Elite coming up. And if the Elite win, not only does the Elite get a shot at the Bucks titles, but Hangman Page gets a shot at Kenny Omega's title. That crowd was amped from the time that show started to the time it went off the air, and they love Hangman Adam Page. What a show that was.
Oh, man. It was flawless. It was so good. Top to bottom. There wasn't anything not to like. Even the just the in-ring, like even the promo stuff, the exchange between Hangman, Omega, and the backing of the Elite and the Dark Order and stuff. Like you say, the crowd were absolutely nuclear for that. Everything with Cody and Malachi Black, again, like just promo work, mainly for the most part. Crowd were nuclear. And then the matches itself delivered. Like, it was just a stellar episode. So excited for next week.
Jay, that Texas crowd, was, some of them were booing Cody. Like when he came out.
A lot of boos. He was getting booed in Miami, wasn't he? And then more so when he tried to chase off Malachi Black, and Malachi Black just sent him to a different plane of existence. But when Malachi shown up behind him this time, like they were fully like chanting his name. I think they're not going to do a double turn because Cody and he doesn't like to think of himself as a heel.
Yeah.
But they could quite easily pull it off if they wanted to pull the trigger on it. Because Malachi he's like a different level of over.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of liken this thing to a heel owner. If you tell me that the owner is heel, then why are there any baby faces on the program? Why aren't all the heels holding the titles? Why isn't he in every segment? It makes no sense. So if you turn Cody heel, how is Mox going to keep his job? How is the inner circle still together? Because in the world of kayfabe, Cody would get rid of everyone. Well, Tom, he'll put them against each other. Stop. If he doesn't like someone, he just get rid of them. So if you turn him heel, you got to address the girl in the room, which says, well, if he turns heel, now I can put the title on myself because I'm a bad guy. So that kind of reverses what happened.
What I think he will do when he does turn heel.
You think so?
Oh, absolutely. But I think the whole thing is they've done it where they've had Tony Khan overrule Omega trying to abuse his power. Tony's the be all end all at the end of the day.
Mm. Oh, okay. Yeah.
He'd be like the one above all of them. So he'd have the final say on it.
He is he who remains. That's who he is.
He who remains.
He is. Go check out Tom Clark's 6M podcast.
Hear that plug? All right.
Another thing as well from this week's Dynamite that we need to talk about is the coffin match, because that was outstanding.
I forgot to put that on the thing. Yeah.
That was one of my matches of the year so far. It was hard hitting.
Yeah. I don't think your banner at the bottom is long enough to fit in everything that was good about this.
I was going to say, I had to stop.
At least you included Ricky Starks. That was the important thing.
I had to stop at some point. Yeah. The good news is we're pretty sure Alan and Paige are both still with us. So that's good. But not for lack of trying, kids. Yeah, my God.
Shout out to Scorpio Sky doing his best Undertaker impression with a rose between his teeth as well.
Oh man, that's good stuff.
That was brilliant. I popped so much for
that. Oh, Easy-E with one, Hardy versus Christian. Oh my God. They looked like the year 2000. I can't get over how young Matt Hardy looks, and Christian looks phenomenal, dude. They stood in the ring across from each other. I'm like, I don't even know what year it is right now. I don't even, you know what I mean? Look, I love Sting to death, but you put Sting and Taker in the ring right now, you're going to say it's 2021. But you look at Matt and Christian in that ring Wednesday night, you're like, I don't even know what year it is. What's going on? Did they time travel? Phenomenal.
Yeah. It's mad, isn't it? Like, yeah, crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, Shannon echoes that sentiment. That coffin drop on the coffin, on the literal coffin drop.
Just exploded.
Yeah.
The egos at edge onto the steps off the top rope was just
that was horrible.
The thing where I was just like, what are they doing?
Yeah. Toby with a good point. If you didn't know Ethan Page before, you know you should now. Excellent way to put it. Because Darby's put him on the map for the mainstream audience. For sure. So let's talk a little bit about NXT. They had a pretty good show this past Tuesday. Gargano versus Cross. A lot of people predicting Cross is losing the title. He didn't lose it. Cross choked out Joe. Joe claimed as of 2-3 weeks ago he's not been cleared. I don't believe a word a pro wrestler says because you shouldn't because they work. It's their job. So I think we're leading to Cross versus Joe. And then a headline from the past day or so, Walter is injured. So Ilya Dragunov match is not happening. So terrible to hear that. Yeah.
Like bad news about the injury.
Yeah.
Really disappointing to hear that we're not getting that next week as planned because, oh boy, if you've not seen their first one.
This week's NXT UK was outstanding.
I got to catch it.
It was like an actual press conference, like members of the press in the crowd.
It opened the show. So even if you just want to see that bit, it like for a match that like literally has had a 2-week build. Obviously it hasn't because it's a rematch, but this match itself, it really, really upped the ante. It was so good.
Yeah. Oh mate. Yeah. But it's a shame to hear the injury. I don't know the extent of it. Like I've heard numerous sources say, oh, it's legit. A lot of people saying, no, it's fake, it's a work, but apparently it's legit, and apparently it could be a matter of several months out. But there's been nothing official come out yet. I think they said on NXT UK they were going to give an update on next week's episode. But
it's his left hand, I think they said.
Yeah. That's what happens when you
sounds like a broken wrist or something.
That's what happens when you warm up chopping cinder blocks before a match.
God, really? Here's what I'll say to you. I got respect for Walter. I'm not taking a chop from him. I got a lot of years left on this earth, hopefully. So no, thank you. But I'll say this. Cowboy Bob Orton wore a cast for 20 plus years in the ring. Suck it up, Walter. Get back to work. Bandage that thing up. Get back to doing your job. Crying out loud. Man up, Walter. Man up. That's what I'm saying to you. So what's German for man up? I don't know. Where's Sandy when you need him?
He's gone, didn't he?
Yes. Let's see. Ray Dean says Cross is going to catch an Adam Cole beatdown, as will Samoa Joe. My God. Ray, I love you, Ray. Ray, if and when Adam Cole actually ascends back to the top, Ray will be impossible to deal with. If they put a title back on Cole, oh my God. If they put Cole in the main roster and he gets the title, we'll never hear the end of it.
Hang on. Is Ray an Adam Cole fan?
That's the rumor.
Oh.
I
can't think so. Prove that.
I don't think so.
I need more convincing on that.
Now you're just encouraging him.
I think just to add a bit more fuel to that fire, I think they're going to be too busy peeling Adam Cole off one of those side walls when Bronson Reed flattens him against it. Because he's got a bigger problem to deal with than Cross at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh, Ray. Ray.
I think to go back to you saying about Joe not being cleared, I think that rumor has been squashed by the fact he got choked out.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
He got very physical with Cross here. Also, the fact that they've been teasing so many feuds with Joe.
Even to the point where when he came in, when Bronson Reed and Adam Cole had their kind of like interaction in the ring, and Cole disappears, but Reed's still in there, and Joe comes down to referee the next match. Even that glance of exchanges, Bronson Reed against Samoa Joe was a match I never knew I needed until this past Tuesday.
Yeah,
there's just so much there. Him and Pete Dunne, him and Johnny Gargano, him and Karrion Kross, him and Adam Cole.
Joe and Dunne will be so stiff.
Boy, it will.
Whether you've got 20 years in or 2 months in, a smart pro wrestler looks across the locker room and says, "I can do something fun with that guy."
Yeah,
just give me a chance. I'll prove to everybody here, including the boss, I'll do something fun with that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure Joe walked in that locker room drooling, going, "Oh my God, I could do some fun stuff in here." Because he's a pro, man.
He's incredible as well.
He is, yeah. Stellar programming this week. God, I've used that word a lot. Is it a new T-shirt? Wait and see.
Stellar programming.
Saying. Let's talk about ratings here, kids, before we open the floor wide open. AEW, 1.02 million this week. Look out. Up just a scoosh from 871,000 last week. NXT up just a scoosh, actually, for real. 705 up from 654. As I say every week, kids, I just give you the numbers. You decide whether or not you care. Let's open the floor wide freaking open here, baby. What do you guys got for us? Anything, nothing is out of bounds. I had something cool. David Down Under says, Cameron Grimes butlering to the moon. He's doing exactly what we thought. Oh, it's so good.
To the broom.
Yes. And if you don't like Cameron Grimes as the butler,
You can kiss my grin.
love it. Because LA Knight, I was going to call him LA Drake. That's fun. LA Knight is not a straight faced heel. He's a comical edge before he became radar superstar kind of heel, where he's like, he's still the bad guy, but you can have fun in his expense, self-deprecating, and it's fine. Mm-hmm. So you don't actually punk out Grimes. You don't need to. Because eventually Knight's going to say, you know what? I'm done. You're fired. I can't handle this anymore. Just get out of my house. And then Cameron's gotten his way because I don't understand. I did the best job I could for that guy. What's going on? Yeah. I love it. All right, kids, what do we got? Hit us with something. Oh, Ray, we're going to take it easy on you. House of Pain or Cypress Hill? And when Cole wins a title, can you FaceTime me and watch me do the happy dance?
I can answer his first question.
I can.
Cypress Hill all day, every day.
Yep. No argument from me.
So, Troy, you're not going to FaceTime him if he and watch him do a happy dance?
I'll FaceTime him. That's fine. That's no
awesome.
problem. I'll do that. Awesome. But it's never going to happen. So.
Uh-oh. Troy's in on the condition that it actually happens, Ray.
I think the next belt Cole's probably going to win will be the Intercontinental title.
You could be right.
I feel like he's not long for NXT. I think he's going to have a match with Joe, then be on main and finish this Kyle O'Reilly feud, then be on the main roster.
Wow, interesting.
Not a bad shout.
Sugar Shane says, let's talk about how Britt Baker, DMD, is the best in the world, and she is more over than Adam Cole. Sugar Shane throwing some punches Ray's way.
No lies detected.
Woo!
That's a big claim because they're both extremely over.
Yes.
And I'd love somewhere down the line in an alternate universe we get like a power couple between those two, because that would be absolute money.
Oh my God!
Rit's promo on Dynamite this week was phenomenal, as most of the promos are. Whether she's more over than Cole is debatable, and the answer to that is no. Keep it. Keep it heel.
Maybe
she can be a cool heel.
Maybe at this present moment she's more over. Just given the run into where she's at now. As a whole, probably not.
Because it's the reason it's hard to gauge is because Brit's in front of more fans at the moment.
Wow, yeah.
Whereas Cole isn't. because the
He's in
CW
front of
is
300
like
fans.
3,000 people.
Right.
Not even 3,000. What was on
300.
300.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brit's
So,
probably
yeah.
in front of 3,000.
If you put Adam Cole in that same venue, that's the only way you could gauge it.
That's true.
Hmm.
Timothy's saying, is it time to turn Britt Baker face? Yes, yes, and yes.
Is she not kind
Disagree.
I'm
of
sorry.
face now anyway?
She's a tweener because the fans cheer her, but then she still like kind of dumps on the fans every now and again. The reason I say no is because the whole reason she's won the fans over was because she was a cool heel. As soon as you turn her face, and unless she's doing what like Becky Lynch was doing when she was the man, it just won't work.
Interesting. Yeah, I hate the tweener concept. I've never been a fan of it. I don't think tweener works in the long term. It works in short term, not long term, in my opinion. Yeah. And you know, I give Troy grief on the show sometimes because it's fun and he takes it on the chin. But for suggesting
mainly about my timekeeping.
That's right.
Which I was on time today.
It's been great. You have come through. But for suggesting that tweener is a good idea, James, I got 2 words for
hot
you.
garbage.
It's fine.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
When you're on our show, we're going to make a button just for you, Tom. Don't you worry.
Oh, I can't wait. James is no fun because you hit him with something. He's like, it's fine. I don't care.
It's fine. Yeah. Whatever.
Instead, you want that classic. You want that classic heel reaction where it's like, "Wow," you know, because heels overplay and over. What? Yeah, that's what I want. Someone in real life to do that. Like you tell someone bad news and they go, "Oh," and then everyone around them's like, "Are you okay?" Yeah.
I want someone to react to Adam Cole being told he's in a War Games match. That's what I want. Where his whole world's crumbling around him.
Ray, I think James is picking a fight with you, my friend. Good heavens. Oh, right. Ray says, is Troy jealous of King Cole? I don't think it's Troy you got to worry about, Ray. It's freaking Jay over here, man. Oh, man. Shanna says, where is Finn Balor? I don't know.
The guys in Bullet Club shirts.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. We had a little theory, didn't we, Troy, that he might be showing up in NXT UK at some point.
Yes.
Ooh,
well, that match had been touted at TakeOver Dublin last year, and it was meant to be Finn against Walter, and it never happened. He's not doing anything else.
It was meant to be Ilya against Walter at Dublin. Finn was just meant to be.
Was it? Oh, it was. Yeah,
doing some kind of feud at NXT UK.
I went to the taping in Coventry, where I live, where Ilya won the Battle Royale to be #1 contender, and that was meant to happen at Dublin. But then there was this kind of side.
Didn't happen.
Oh, mate. Don't even get me started. It is so good to see that in person. But we were also meant to get Finn against Finn against Walter at one point. And I don't know. I don't even know how that came about. I don't even know when that was meant to be, because surely that's the sort of match you only put on a takeover.
On a main takeover.
Okay. Oh, like a US takeover. Like they did with Ciampa and Walter.
Started in actual NXT, and then Finn went over to NXT UK to try and pick a fight with Walter.
Yeah. I wouldn't be against seeing Balor come over to NXT UK, though. I think that'd be really cool.
More likely to show up on main.
No matter what they do with him, I just want him to get a fair shot, get a fair shake. He's so good. He's so talented. He can talk, he can work, he can do everything. He's one of those guys, I've said it before, you just load the gun and point it and he'll do all the work. He'll get it done for you. Tell him what you want, he'll do it. A few people asking about Slammiversary. We didn't say anything about Slammiversary here today. Toby was asking, any chance that Sammy beats Kenny Omega? No, no, and no. In my opinion. What do you guys think?
There's a possibility, but there's always a possibility. But it's like a speck of dust in the main spectrum. Like I don't think there's much chance of it happening. But then it would be quite cool to see it happen, to start putting the ball in motion for Kenny dropping the belt to Hangman.
Yeah.
I mean, who all right, so we were speculating heavy that by the middle of this year, and I was saying June or July, almost missed the mark, that they were leading to a massive super show with New Japan, and that Kenny was going to take all the gold in the same night, or have all the gold, including the NJPW World Champion or the IWGP World Championship. Now it doesn't look like they're heading that way unless there's something in the works we don't know about. What if they go the opposite direction and have Kenny lose all the belts in the span of 1 week? Go not try to kill him, but the exact opposite, and really take his character and just plunge it in the toilet in terms of, man, Don Callis had you here, brother, and now you're here. Look what happened. You know, he sold you a bill of goods. He had you believe in all this. And then you could take his character, rehabilitate it, reinvigorate it, bring him back up at a later date.
Triple Mania is in August, isn't it? That's when he's defending the AAA title against Andrade. I don't know what Impact's doing in between that time and then All Out the 5th of September. So that's feasible that he could do it within a month of it. However, also, Triple Mania is the day after the debut of Rampage. So if they wanted something huge to launch Rampage, that would be it.
That's true.
Wow.
I think I've not thought of that.
I think All Out's kind of like, because the tagline's where champions are made, that seems like the lock. That's where Hangman's going to win the belt.
Yeah. Yeah. God, I love there's so many possibilities. And unlike certain other companies, they may actually do something cool on this side. Just saying.
The only thing that's going to derail Hangman at this point is an injury.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
A bunch of different people asking, what about Deonna Purrazzo? Who's going to face her? I think it's Mickie James.
They did a tease, didn't they, on Impact this week, where they said they teased Chelsea Green, the Iconics, and Mickie James, and then Tommy Dreamer said it's someone we haven't signed yet, which means it's someone whose release clause is not up yet. And it's been debunked that it's not going to be Ruby Riott. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was Chelsea Green, but in my heart, I want it to be Britt Baker. And Deonna Purrazzo and Britt Baker have been teasing it on social media for quite a while now.
I love that.
Would be a really, really big surprise that no one saw coming, despite all the teasing. Because, but that will happen eventually.
Wow.
But then the other side that means Britt's got to lose the title. Oh, sorry, lose a match rather, where I don't see it happening.
Easy E says Tessa Blanchard. I'll tell you the same thing Ric Flair told Macho Man about Miss Elizabeth back in the day. She's damaged goods. All right. I'm sorry. It's how I feel. There is a reason that no one has pulled the trigger on her. And don't anybody tell me anything else other than every major company is going, oh, I don't know, man. I don't know.
She burnt that bridge with Impact as well.
Yeah. But
stranger things have happened, but she burnt that bridge with Impact pretty badly when she walked out as world champion.
Yeah, I don't see her going back there anytime soon, if ever.
Shannon asked, Troy, what kind of pop figures do you have? Troy, you got a collection. Tell me.
Oh, man. I've got about another 60 in my photography studio because there isn't space here for them. They're mainly wrestling and Marvel ones, but I've got some film and TV ones. What is there? Spider-Man, Thanos, The New Day, Lemmy, Ice Cube, Drew, Hellboy, Mandalorian, Heihachi from Tekken, Ric Flair, the Hardy Boys, The Rock, John Cena, The Fiend, Boba Fett, and then another 60 others in my studio. It's quite a few.
60, you lightweight? That's all? Jeez. Man. Go hard or go home, baby.
I wouldn't be able to move in here for them. It's cramped enough as it is.
Yeah, no, I can't move. I can't move at all. I got to put up another shelf or 2 or 5 or 12. I don't know what I'm going to do. I need to knock out this wall and push out and put a couple more walls on the office.
I'm pushing for a loft extension at the moment, but we've only just had the kitchen extended, so this is way off yet.
Right. Yeah. Try selling that line to the bank. in front of the guy. You know what I mean? See, I want to push out a wall. I got a collection. I got to push the wall out. And they're like,
I've got a lot of consoles and a lot of like figures here that I need to make room for. So if you can just, and then.
right. Keith, we're going back to this. Keith says should be Kylie Ray because that match was supposed to take place last year. I actually don't hate that.
No, not at all.
Apparently, Fightful Select put something out about it that like Impact and NWA were working quite closely to bring Kylie Ray to NWA to sign for them. So it's not impossible.
Interesting.
Makes sense. They got their all women's pay-per-view coming up as well, haven't they? Got Empower coming up.
Very true. I would still love to see Kelly Klein back in the company. And Christopher's not asked me about Kelly yet. So,
yeah,
could be.
I love her. I love Kelly so much. She's so good. All right, kids. One or two more. We're getting out of here. He says, Troy and James, I know the answer to this. You gentlemen have been to the States before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jay?
Yeah, I've been all over. I've been to New Orleans, North Carolina, Texas, California, Florida, Wisconsin, Chicago. Yep. I went. I was in the crowd for WrestleMania 30 as well. That was fun.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah. I was in Texas last year, Houston, for the Rumble. I went to the Rumble. I went to Worlds Collide. And then a few years prior to that, I'd been to Boston, basically loads of New England, New York, Connecticut,
New England's great.
Boston, that whole side there, and then up. I was at a wedding in Maine as well. Maine was awesome. So
Nice.
A few places, but the plan is hopefully come back next year, possibly going to Mania.
Something going on in Dallas, isn't there?
Something going on in Dallas that we might be coming over for.
Something.
Something a little event. I don't know, some little independent
I've
show.
heard something on the grapevine.
Yeah. And it's not their football team. Hey, shut up.
Hey.
I'm just saying. Christopher asking about Phil. Phil's missed and beloved here on the show. The fourth horseman is not with us today. Phil was booked up on 2 or 3 pods today, I think. So he was a very busy guy. We'll have him back. We'll have all 4 of us on. We might do that for SummerSlam. That might be a good occasion to do it. All right. We're going to hit one more and then we're out. Robbie will end with you. On your Mount Rushmore of best Southern wrestlers of all time, who would it be? That's a good question. Shane hits us with Jerry Lawler, Bill Dundee, Eddie Gilbert, Dutch Mantel. It's a good foursome. Lawler's got to be on there for sure. I would have to put Dusty on there. Lawler and Dusty and God, that's hard. That's so hard. Yeah. If you're gonna have 2 more, sure. Yeah.
Terry Funk.
The Funker. So that's good. All right, guys, before we get out of here today, gentlemen, tell all the kids here where they can find you on the internet machine.
So, if you want to catch us on social media, we are on Twitter at Untitled Rest Pod. Our Facebook page has commented a few times in the comment section. Untitled Wrestling Podcast. Go over there, give us a like. We've also got a Discord server, Untitled Rest Pod. We don't just talk about wrestling on there. We talk about food, drink, films, TV, video games. We're also on Twitch at Untitled Rest Pod as well. Tomorrow we're doing our Saturday night open gaming stream where we just invite people to lose at Mario Kart to Aaron because he's really good at it. Don't think we've got anything planned as far as watch-alongs to go, have we? I think the next one's SummerSlam.
Yeah, we might watch Slammiversary. I'm not sure we'll do a watch long. We also we'll be watching Money in the Bank, but we won't be doing a watch long. But
we'll
if you're part of
on our Discord,
if you're on the Discord, we'll have a thing going on there. So yeah,
and also our main thing, the podcast. Need to plug that one. Untitled Wrestling Podcast. We are available on Anchor, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, as well as wherever podcasts
Google
are
Podcasts,
available.
Breaker, all those things.
If you go on our Twitter page, our pinned tweet is actually like a link to subscribe to that. It's generally just us arguing about wrestling. It's always fun.
And kids, these 2 gentlemen have been on Tom Clark 67 podcast as well. So you guys know, and in fact, we posted today our big honking review of Loki.
Oh,
So,
yes.
baby, if you've not listened, if you've not watched, first of all, what's wrong with you? Get a life. Second, as soon as you watch, then go listen, because we spoil the devil out of it, but we have fun doing it. Yeah, right off the bat.
Straight off the bat. Opening gambit.
Welcome to the show. The villain is, yeah, that's what we did. So, yeah, that's what we did. It's all good. But, yeah, go check it out. Remember, the main event's available, all these cool places as well. Guys, thank you as always for hanging out. I do appreciate both of you so much. Thanks for doing the 6M. Thanks for hanging out on the main event. One of these days, I'm going to crash. I'm going to be like Luger showing up on Nitro, and you guys are going to be like, "Oh my God, it's Lex Luger!" Yeah, and I'm going to be like that, like
the
just
puffy shirt.
Yeah, it's a puffy shirt, buttoned all the way up to the collar.
All the way.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
that'll be fun. All right, guys, thanks again for hanging out, man. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having us, man.
Yes,
Much
sir.
appreciated.
Well, kids, that's the main event for this week. Episode 234 is in the books. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We do appreciate your business. You guys are freaking awesome. You're the best audience ever, if I can get my words out. You're the best audience ever. Thanks so much for hanging out, as always. Everybody have a good week, all right? See you next week, kids. Thanks much for hanging out. Tom Clark's Main Event.